My thinking is that, see, uh, what is gold? It is a commodity. It is a physical commodity, and paper money was backed by gold. Paper money originated as receipts because gold was deposited in banks, and the banks would issue a receipt, and these receipts were traded, and they were considered as good as the gold that was represented by these pieces of paper. And over time, we got these dollar bills and pounds and yen and all the rest of it. Now, what happened was that the dollar was backed by gold starting in Bretton Woods until Nixon went off the gold standard in 71 because it was unsustainable. But in 74, the dollar became backed by oil, another commodity. And this is very important because if you look at the period 71 to 74, when the dollar was a true fiat currency, it was not backed by anything. That's when you had very high inflation, and it was inflation that was threatening to run away.
Yeah.
But with the creation of the petrodollar by way of what's his name? His first name almost slips on my mind. Simons, the Treasury Secretary at the time, made a deal with Saudis and OPEC to trade oil strictly in dollars and to park the excedent dollars into Treasury bonds. This essentially integrated the OPEC market into the American economy, and de facto, oil became the backer of the dollar. And this is the regime that has continued until now, because Russia is the preeminent force insofar as commodities are concerned across the board. It's not just Russia, but also the commodities it controls in Belarus and Kazakhstan and now Ukraine. And because of this control of commodities, essentially it's the ruble that's being backed by this basket of commodities. And so my thinking is that the ruble is going to be the currency of the future, because all the great currencies, the strong currencies, are backed by commodities, either directly, like in the case of the dollar when there was gold in Fort Knox, or indirectly, the dollar post 74 that was backed by oil, or now where you have basically de facto backed by the currency basket of what Russia produces. And so that's why I think that the ruble is the future currency, and the dollar, because of its over-indebtedness and the fact that so many of the oil-producing nations are going to pivot away from the dollar. They're already saying this. And by the way, I think that the next great war that the United States gets involved in is going to be with Saudi Arabia. I think that they're going to do something in Saudi Arabia because Mohammed bin Salman is talking too much about pivoting away from the dollar to other currencies, and that threatens the value of the dollar. And so this is my thinking about this topic. I know that what I'm saying is a little bit spread out, and I'm not answering the specific question, but I want to get across the economic model, a way of thinking about currencies, and understand that there's never really been a true fiat currency that has been long-lasting. It's either been de jure or de facto backed by commodities, because commodities, not just gold or silver, but wheat, oil, uranium, all the commodities, that's real. And the commodities have always backed currencies. And I hope I'm explaining this model in a way that is comprehensible. It doesn't sound crazy, but you see what I'm saying?